Retirement doesn't bankrupt most people, their stuff does. Not the big dramatic stuff either. I'm talking about the everyday, normal things that quietly keep charging you like a subscription you forgot to cancel. You can save for 30 years, finally hit retirement, and still wake up with bills chasing you like they have your forwarding address. Here's the wild part. A lot of retirees aren't struggling because they didn't work hard. They're struggling because they walked into retirement carrying expensive baggage, like trying to run a marathon with a refrigerator strapped to your back. And no, you don't need to suffer through it, because you've always owned it. Retirement isn't a museum where you preserve everything you ever bought. It's the phase where your money needs to breathe. And look, the numbers don't lie. Living costs have jumped over the years, and even when inflation cools down, your fixed income doesn't magically get stronger because you're trying your best. Meanwhile, the average retiree is often juggling rising property taxes, insurance increases, repairs, fees, and payments that don't care whether you're clocking in anymore. It's like your bills are still employed while you're not. So today, we're talking about 5 things that many people hold on to right up until retirement, and then wonder why retirement feels like a part-time job with extra stress and no paycheck. These aren't just things you own. These are things that can quietly own you, financially, emotionally, and mentally. And I need you to stay with me, because the number 1 item on this list is the one most people defend the hardest. They'll argue for it like it's family until they see the long-term cost. When you hear it, you're either going to say, "No way, I'd never," or you're going to say, "Oh wow, that's me." So welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here. This is where we keep money talk real, practical, and slightly uncomfortable in a helpful way. If you're ready to retire with more freedom and fewer financial surprises, hit like, subscribe, and let's get into the list. Number 5. The too much house, aka the one that's quietly charging you rent. Let's start with the one people defend the loudest, the big house. The "we raised the kids here" house. The "this neighborhood is safe" house. The "I worked hard for this" house. And yes, respect. But retirement doesn't care about emotional attachments. Retirement cares about cash flow. A too much house isn't just a bigger roof. It's a bigger everything. Bigger property taxes, bigger insurance premiums, bigger utility bills, bigger maintenance headaches, and bigger surprise repairs that always show up at the worst possible time. Owning a large home in retirement can feel like you're running a small business, except the business doesn't pay you. It just sends invoices and says, "Good luck." Here's the trap. Most retirees don't struggle because they bought a house. They struggle because they keep a house that was designed for a full-time working income. When you're earning less, or living on a fixed income, housing costs don't politely shrink to match your retirement vibe. Property taxes can rise. Insurance can jump. And repairs? Repairs don't negotiate. A roof replacement doesn't care that you're trying to enjoy life now. And let's talk about space. If you've got 3 bedrooms nobody sleeps in, a dining room that hosts 1 holiday a year, and a basement full of "we might need this someday," you're basically paying to heat, cool, and maintain a museum of your past life. The house becomes less of a home and more of a storage unit with a mortgage, premium edition. Downsizing isn't giving up. It's upgrading your freedom. Because the goal of retirement isn't to impress your old coworkers with square footage. The goal is to lower stress, reduce monthly bills, and keep more money available for the things that actually matter: health, travel, family, hobbies, and peace of mind. A smaller home can mean fewer stairs to fight, fewer repairs to finance, and less time spent doing chores that make you feel like your house is your boss. So if your home feels like it's quietly draining you every month, it may be time to ask the real question. Are you living in the house, or is the house living off you? Number 4. The luxury car payment, aka your retirement shouldn't have a car note. A luxury car is fun until you retire and realize it's basically a monthly bill disguised as a personality trait. Because in retirement, your income often becomes more steady and less big, and nothing attacks steady income like a $600 to $1,200 car payment, plus insurance that acts like you're chauffeuring celebrities. Here's the truth. Retirement is a cash flow game. Your goal isn't to look rich in a parking lot. It's to stay comfortable every month. A car payment is one of the fastest ways to turn "I'm finally free" into "Why do I still feel broke?" And don't forget the hidden costs: premium fuel, premium tires, premium repairs, basically premium everything. The vehicle doesn't just want your money, it wants your money in designer packaging. Also, most people drive less in retirement, so you end up paying a lot to sit in the driveway looking successful. That's like paying for a gym membership you don't use, except the gym membership doesn't need brake pads, a transmission, and a surprise repair that costs more than your vacation budget. A reliable, paid-off vehicle is underrated retirement wealth. It doesn't have to be ugly, it just has to be dependable. Because retirement isn't the season for flexing. It's the season for freedom. And freedom is a lot easier when your car isn't trying to collect rent from you every month. Number 3, high-fee investments you don't fully understand, aka the professional-sounding money leak. Some investments look impressive because they come with fancy names, glossy brochures, and someone saying, "This is what sophisticated investors do." Meanwhile, the fees are quietly snacking on your returns like they brought a plate to your retirement party. Even small annual fees can hurt over time. A 1% fee doesn't sound evil until you realize it's charged every year on a growing balance for decades. That's like paying a convenience fee for your own money to exist. And when the investments are complex, private placements, layered annuities, complicated funds, people often don't know what they own, what they're paying, or how quickly they can access the money if life throws a curveball. Retirement isn't the time for financial mysteries. You want clarity, flexibility, and a plan you can explain without needing your advisor on speakerphone. If your investment feels like a puzzle box, it might be costing you more than it's helping you. Your retirement portfolio shouldn't require a decoder ring. Number 2, stuff you're keeping for later, aka clutter that charges interest. This is the sneakiest one because it doesn't feel like a money problem until it does. Garages packed wall-to-wall, closets full of "I might need this," and storage units that are basically monthly payments for forgotten belongings. Clutter becomes expensive in retirement because it limits options. Want to downsize? Hard when you have an entire warehouse of memories. Want to move closer to family? Hard when your belongings need their own moving truck and emotional support group. And storage units, those are like tiny rent payments for stuff you don't even see. Paying monthly to keep old furniture and random boxes is the financial version of buying groceries and leaving them at the store. Here's the simple rule: if you haven't used it in years, you're not saving it. You're postponing a decision. And retirement is supposed to be lighter, less stress, fewer responsibilities, and more room to breathe. Selling or donating unused items can put cash in your pocket and peace in your home. That's a win-win without a single spreadsheet. Number 1, timeshares, or anything with forever fees. Timeshares are marketed like a retirement dream: vacations, resorts, family memories, and sunny brochures with people who clearly don't pay maintenance fees. But for many owners, a timeshare becomes a permanent financial obligation that keeps charging you, even when you don't use it. The fees often rise over time. The booking rules can be frustrating. The flexibility can be limited. And the resale market can be rough. Some people discover that selling it feels like trying to sell a treadmill in January, except the treadmill doesn't come with annual fees and paperwork. Retirement is freedom. So anything that locks you into recurring charges, restrictions, and long-term commitments deserves a serious second look. If you want vacations, renting gives you options. Different locations, different dates, different price points, without the forever bill. We are down to number 1 through the countdown. Thank you for watching all the way through. Today we covered 5 things that can quietly drain retirement freedom: a home that costs too much to maintain, a car payment that eats cash flow, confusing high-fee investments, clutter that limits your options, and obligations that keep charging you year after year. The goal isn't to get rid of stuff for the sake of it. The goal is to retire with fewer bills, fewer headaches, and more choices. If this helped you, hit the like button, subscribe for more practical money and retirement guidance, and share this video with someone who's getting close to retirement. And drop a comment below: which one is the hardest to let go of, and why?